hit some anytime goal scorers as well as safe shots on goal for some of these goalies. Give me both teams to score in the first period. That's coming in at plus 185 compared to the over 1.5 that is at minus 120. Okay, you guys ready? Let's make some freaking money. It's time for Pocket with Jo. Good morning and happy Saturday, everyone. Jo here of SportsGrid. It's time for Pocket with Jo over here on SportsGrid TV on X as well as YouTube. Now, I am recording this earlier than normal. We're releasing it at the same time, so I'm not going to be able to interact with your comments. And there's going to be a couple of those lines I just cannot give you what the books have it at, but I'm giving you the bet that I will be taking as soon as these lines do come out. So let's jump straight into it. We got an absolutely loaded day out there on the ice. And if you joined me yesterday and you were riding with me there with the Pittsburgh Penguins, they were able to come out and get us that win on the Friday night. They were able to win 6-3 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. So great to see the Penguins get their legs up and under them, scoring those goals in that matchup. It's just been one of those teams that Pittsburgh has really played strong, and Columbus winning the last game really gave Pittsburgh a fire, I think. So let's jump into these games today. The first one we're going to talk about is the Vancouver Canucks. Now they're taking on the New York Rangers. The puck will drop at 1 p.m. Eastern on this matchup. Now it does look like Demko is expected from what I'm seeing right now. Vancouver with Demko expected. I am seeing are coming in at plus 128 on the money line, minus 154 for the New York Rangers, total of 5.5. With or without Demko, I'm not weighing, I won't be changing what I'm betting here. So just to know, if it's not Demko, I'm not going to change. If it's Kevin Lack again, I've got a total of 5.5. Now the juice for the total is sitting to that under at minus 120. So Kevin Lackingen or Demko versus Igor Shesterkin in net for the Rangers. The Rangers have been really solid at scoring those goals. They've scored 3 or more goals in 6 of their last 10 games. They've been coming out nice and strong. Igor Shesterkin has been playing solid hockey. Now we're seeing the Rangers off that game versus the Toronto Maple Leafs taking the loss on Thursday. They're at the Kings on Tuesday to finish the month on the road with the Ducks and the Sharks. So the road trip loading for this team. The last time we saw these teams match up, we did see the New York Rangers win it 4-3. Now, I do think playing at home here in Madison Square Garden, although the Rangers have had their struggles in Madison Square Garden, it is the right way to go. Second game on the road here for the Vancouver Canucks. They'll be at the Devils on Monday and the Isles on Wednesday. So they're on this road trip right now, sitting fourth in the Pacific. We know how important each and every single win is to them, but I do think if they win this, it's in a lower scoring game. So with the Rangers being so juicy on that money line, I think there's a couple ways we can take it. You can look at the Vancouver Canucks, and I know versus the Blues, I thought they would stay under that team total of 2.5. They didn't. They got 3 goals in that loss, but I'm going back to that. I just think they're 5-on-5 numbers. I'm not impressed really with what I've seen out of this team offensively, and we know the New York Rangers can lock down on the defensive side, and I like what Igor Shesterkin has shown in goal. So I would look at this one to go to the under for the Vancouver Canucks. Under 2.5 goals here for them. Again, this is one of those lines. I don't have that number. The under 2.5 should be solid value. If all of a sudden the books are putting it at minus 170, I don't see why they would. Then I would stay off that bet. I do think the Rangers in regulation is solid. That's coming in at plus 105. Okay, let's move on. The Flyers are taking on the Dallas Stars. So the Philadelphia Flyers right now on a FanDuel, we're seeing them coming in at plus 220 on the money line. And yeah, that makes sense, right? Because they're taking on a Dallas Stars team that's been playing great hockey. Dallas is almost a $3 favorite at minus 275. Another total of 5.5, but you're going to see that juice to the over 5.5 at minus 120. Your fear here with taking an under is what is Dallas going to do? Jake Ottinger in goal. I do have faith in him to stand nice and tall. We've seen the Dallas Stars be able to put these goals on the board. Their defense and goaltending is fantastic this season, and they've got the second best kill in the league. So I'm looking at that, and I fear that the Flyers won't score enough goals to push us over that total, but we could see the Stars go over that total themselves. So I could look at the Flyers team total under 2.5 goals. And I do think the Stars cover the puck line. I think that's probably the best bet in this one. The kill here for the Flyers is only 77.9%. This is game 3 on the road, first night of a back-to-back with the Chicago Blackhawks on deck tomorrow for the Flyers. Yes, they want this win here, but this team's 8th in the Metro. I just don't see them upsetting the Dallas Stars in this game, especially if Dallas at home off the loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning in their last game out. So in this matchup, give me the Stars -1.5 on the puck line at -110. They've also won 8 of the last 10 versus the Flyers. So this is a team that they've had that ability to get the wins over. Now there's a couple players that I would look at for the Dallas Stars here. Rantanen for point number 75 and goal number 30. I'm going to bet it for the goal. The point is going to be juicy. So that would be a parlay piece if you want it. But I do think that goal is coming. 74 points on the season, 29 goals and 45 assists. So I love goal number 30 tonight versus Ergen in net here for the Flyers, and a Flyers defense that I just don't trust. Now you can look at Wyatt Johnson for the point. He's got 62 points, 25 goals, 37 assists. I like him, but I also like Jason Robinson for the goal. So if you just look at Rantanen and Robinson, parlay them together for a point, that's going to get you great plus money. Now the goal number 30 here for Jason Robinson, I do think is in play, as well as Rantanen for goal number 30. Jason Robinson rolls in here with 29 goals, 38 assists, and 67 points. So should be a good matchup between these two teams here. The Stars should come out on top covering that puck line. Next, we have the Buffalo Sabres taking on the Minnesota Wild. Another total of 5.5. As we're getting into the late part of the season, you're seeing the books really lock down these numbers. Not many 6.5s out there, and I'm waiting for the day where we see a majority of 5s because we know that should be coming at some point as these teams really do lock down. The books are quickly moving those live betting lines as well, dropping those numbers in these low-scoring ones. So the 5.5 juice to the over at -120. The Buffalo Sabres at +118 and a -142 mark here for the Minnesota Wild. Now, I know how elite Gustafsson can be between the pipes, and I know that this defense can stand tall, but do we really trust the Minnesota Wild? At home this season, only 17, 15, and 2. Against that spread at home, they've gone 12 and 22. So I struggle with this team right now. I do think Buffalo is the right side, +1.5 on the puck line. The problem is you're not going to get any value there. It's -215, just way too much juice. And now if you look at the money line at +118, is that enough on the money line for me to back a Buffalo Sabres team? They're off that loss on Thursday to the Utah Hockey Club. We expected that. We were on Utah, but it was a 5-2 loss. It was a brutal loss. First night of a back-to-back. They got the Jets on deck tomorrow. Now this team is sitting 8th in the Atlantic. They're not looking past any single team. They will battle here versus the Minnesota Wild. But I look at the Wild and I look at their schedule, and I don't want to touch the Wild either. They've won their last 2. Wednesday, they got the shutout win versus the Seattle Kraken. And then look at who they have loading. So they're off a shutout win. They've got the Stars on the road on Monday, home Tuesday versus Vegas, and Thursday versus the Capitals, and then Saturday and Monday versus the Devils for 2 games next week. So I don't love the scheduling spot. I do think this is a classic letdown spot here for the Minnesota Wild, who haven't been playing consistent hockey out there. Matt Boldy, though, has been getting those goals. He's got 58 points, 23 goals, and 35 assists on the season. So if you really want someone here for the Wild, look at Matt Boldy. But the scheduling spot just shouts either take Buffalo or stay off this game for me. Now, one player we can count on for Buffalo is Tage Thompson. I love betting Tage for his goal tonight. Goal tonight would be goal number 35. So 34 goals, 26 assists, and 60 points on the season. Rasmus Dahlin having a fantastic season as well. 40 assists, 12 goals, and 52 points. So I would look at a combination of Dahlin and Tage Thompson for their points tonight, parlayed together, or just Tage Thompson. I'm taking him for goal number 35. And then I don't want to take the Wild. It's Buffalo money line or nothing. Am I going to get to the window? I'm hoping here as the morning goes on before this game, before the puck drops, it's 2 p.m. Eastern puck drop. We are going to see money coming in on the Minnesota Wild. And then I'm going to get better value than +118 here for the Buffalo Sabres. Keep your fingers crossed, you guys, because I do think they are the right way to go. And this could be a live betting situation and definitely is something I'm going to be looking at. The Minnesota Wild go up quickly by a goal. We're going to get +1.5 on the Buffalo Sabres for great plus money. Now let's look at the Chicago. Let's look at the Chicago Blackhawks. I tell you, sometimes when I'm trying to talk fast, the words just don't keep up with my brain. The Chicago Blackhawks are a plus 225 dog here on the road versus the St. Louis Blues. And this St. Louis Blues team, yeah, they're scrappy out there. They're trying to make a push for the playoffs. They're coming in at minus 280 on the money line. No one deserves to be that big of a favorite, even the St. Louis Blues, in my opinion, and a total of 5.5. Minus 122 to the over. Connor Bedard in that last game in the loss to the LA Kings had this fantastic goal straight off one of his knees. The way they're able to pass that puck around, it really proves how strong Connor Bedard is. Now, he is looking for goal number 20. He's got 19 goals, 35 assists for 54 points on the season. Could he get a goal here on Jordan Binnington? Jordan Binnington or Joel Hofer? Stay tuned for which goaltender is actually confirmed. I would expect them to go to Joel Hofer versus the Chicago Blackhawks, give Jordan Binnington the night off, because this is the first night of back-to-back, but it is the Predators on deck tomorrow. So it's not like they have a next level up opponent. The Predators have been sneaky in some of their games, and they have been able to get more goals in some of these games than we would have expected. So we'll see what they do with goaltending in this one. I do think St. Louis picks up the points with the win tonight. So a couple ways to bet it. You could look at the puck line, but again, I don't love laying a puck line when I'm not getting a lot of value. The minus 1.5 is on that puck line coming in at minus 108. You can look at the Blues team total. Again, I don't have what they're going to juice that line at, but it will be 3.5 with this one sitting at a 5.5. So if you think the St. Louis Blues can get 4 goals on the board, which I do, it's Spencer Knight coming in here for Chicago, at least expected. He's gone 1-1-2 in 4 games versus the St. Louis Blues. And you look at his save percentage, it's not pretty. It's at 862 save percentage. He's got a 4.01 goals against average. So you look at those numbers, the Blues should be able to get 4 goals. And I look at the players and I look at where they're sitting. Jordan Kyrou for goal number 30 tonight is definitely making my card. He's got 29 goals, 30 assists for 59 points. So that will be point number 60 and goal number 30. You just want to take the point, parlay it here. You could look at Jake Neighbors. I do think Jake Neighbors also is going to get goal number 20. Jake Neighbors has 19 goals, 19 assists, and 38 points. So a point or 2 tonight would be great for Jake Neighbors to come out and be able to get, but I do think goal number 20 is in the works. Now, we know you can't leave Robert Thomas out of the conversation when you're talking about the St. Louis Blues. 56 points on the season, 17 goals, 39 assists. So assist number 40 loading here for Robert Thomas. I do think that is on the board today. And then Holloway coming in here, 56 points, 23 goals, and 33 assists. So any combination of those guys for their points tonight will give you plus money, and definitely somewhere you want to look. For myself, it will be Kyrou and Jake Neighbors for a point parlay, and then for those anytime goals. Now, Tara Vinen of the Chicago Blackhawks has 15 goals, 38 assists, and 53 points. If you want to look at a dancing partner here with Connor Bedard for Chicago for a point, you can look at Tara Vinen for a point with Connor Bedard on those same lines. It's a great way to go. Let's move on to the Carolina Hurricanes. This should be a great matchup versus the LA Kings. Total 5.5 minus 138 to the under. Sign me up all day. This is a game I think has every ability to go overtime. That's coming in at plus 520. I expect a grind them out style game, OT win for the winner here in a 2-1 or 3-2 style game. Either way, it puts us under that total of 5.5. Now, we do have to lay the juice to the under 5.5, which I hate to do, but I do think it's worth it in this. If you want to ult it to under 4.5, it's kind of dangerous because I do think the overtime is in play. But I could see, that 2-1 style game. Darcy Kuemper expected here for the LA Kings. Now, they won the first matchup 4-2, so it did push us over that total, but I'm looking here at both of these defenses. Carolina's won their last 7. Thursday got the win versus the Sharks on the road. This team is so inconsistent on the road that I can't trust them versus the LA Kings that we know are so solid at home this season. I do think the Kings get the win. Right now on that money line, it's coming in at minus 102, and I expect it to have moved by the time you guys are watching this video. As long as the Kings aren't more than a minus 120 favorite, I would be hitting on them. Now, this is the first game home off 2 on the road. I'm not worried about only 2 games on the road here for the LA Kings. They beat Chicago in that last game 3-1. They have the Bruins on deck tomorrow. They're not looking ahead of the Carolina Hurricanes here. Carolina, I just don't like the changes that they made, and I think this team with their inconsistencies isn't worth a bet. Kempe and Kopitar, you guys know I love to parlay here for the LA Kings. Kempe has 28 goals, 27 assists for 55 points on the season. Kopitar rolling in here with 16 goals, 35 assists, and 53 points. Now, Sebastian Aho here for the Carolina Hurricanes. He has been so strong. We know that 65 points on the season, 26 goals, 39 assists. And then Seth Jarvis, 52 points, 27 goals, and 25 assists. I'd look at the combination of both of those guys for their point tonight. If you like Carolina and don't want to bet the LA Kings, if you're liking the Kings, I'd just look at Kempe and Kopitar because I do think it's such a low scoring game. I would rather take the pairing of the team that I think is going to win. So for myself, it would be Kempe and Kopitar for a point, the LA Kings on the money line, and the overtime bet at plus 320. Let's move on to the Calgary Flames. My Calgary Flames are in action after coming off that great win. They're a plus 112 underdog here on the road versus the New York Islanders. The Islanders are a minus 134 favorite. I'm shaking my head still at why. Calgary has dominated this team, and now we got a total of 5.5. Minus 114 to the under, minus 106 to the over. Dustin Wolf expected, and Hogberg confirmed here for the New York Islanders. The Islanders have won their last 3. Thursday, they got that win versus Montreal in OT. And Calgary coming in, winning their last 2. Now, they look dead in the water versus the New Jersey Devils, but they were able to fight their way back, get a nice win. This is game 4 on the road, though, you guys, and this is where legs start to get tired. They are at home versus the Kraken on Tuesday, but they need to finish this road trip and finish it off strong. Sitting 5th in the Pacific, we know this team is battling it out for a wild card spot, and they can't take a loss here. They won back in November versus the Islanders 2-1 in Calgary with the plus money, or minus 106. It was plus 114 just a couple hours ago. I do think get the win. Now, Calgary versus the Islanders have won 7 of the last 10 meetings, and I think as well as 4 of the last 5 in New York. I think they just come in here and roll over the Islanders. I still don't trust special teams for the Isles here. And Calgary has been strong with Wolf, and they've been locking down defensively. Now, you guys know in that last game with the Devils, we had Kadri and Huberdeau parlayed together for a point at plus 176. Today, it's only at plus 150, but I still do think you take Kadri and Huberdeau for the point parlay together at plus 150. Kadri has 25 goals, 26 assists for 51 points. Huberdeau, 52 points, 26 goals, and 26 assists. Now, if you add Mackenzie Weegar or Coronado into that point parlay, you're going to take your odds from like plus 150 up to plus 3 and change. And I do think you could add either one or even Morgan Frost here. Morgan Frost really has been stepping up since coming in for the Calgary Flames, and I do like the look at him tonight. Moving on to the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're taking on the Utah Hockey Club. Tampa is a minus 118 favorite. Minus 102 for Utah here, total 6.5. The 6.5 juice to the under at minus 134, but heck, I'm going over at plus 110. I know Andrei Vasilevskiy is expected right now, but I don't think we'll see Andrei Vasilevskiy because of the scheduling spot here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. First night of a back-to-back with Vegas on deck tomorrow. I think they think that they can beat the Utah Hockey Club with Johansson in net, and that will be the undoing of this team because I do think Utah's been playing some great hockey. They were able to get the win on Thursday versus the Buffalo Sabres, a 5-2. They have the Red Wings on deck on Monday, and then Tampa again on Thursday in Tampa. So there will be that instant revenge for the Tampa Bay Lightning next Thursday, but I think Utah takes it here. I would look at first period, both teams to score in the over 1.5 in the first period. I think great way to go with both of those. Half a unit on each of those. Utah, I think if they go down, I'm looking for them to get that comeback win. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I would love to see a 2-1 first period with 2 goals coming quick out of Tampa. That's getting incredible plus money for Utah. And then both teams, so that gives us both teams to score in the first period. It gives us the over 1.5. But with Vegas on deck tomorrow for the Tampa Bay Lightning, I think Utah ends up winning this one and winning it late in a higher scoring game. I see it going over the 6.5. Now, Kucherov for goal number 30 here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sign me up all frickin' day. He's got 96 points, 29 goals, and 67 assists. You know, Braden Point is always good for a point. Right in his name, you guys. 66 points, 32 goals, and 34 assists. I do think Kucherov, Braden Point parlayed together. Look at that for that plus money. And then when we look at Utah, Clayton Keller for goal number 25. I can see it. 76 points on the season, 24 goals, 52 assists. Logan Cooley for goal number 20. Yes, please. 19 goals and 31 assists for 50 points. And then Dylan Guenther here, point number 50. He's got 25 goals and 24 assists. So if you take Keller, Logan Cooley, and Dylan Guenther all for a point tonight, you're going to get almost 3-1 to your money for those points. And I do think they come in the breakdown as Keller for goal number 25, Logan Cooley for goal number 20, and Dylan Guenther for point number 50 via assist. And that will give him assist number 25. It could be a goal too, and that's why I like the point parlayed in there together. Let's look at the Florida Panthers. They are taking on the Washington Capitals. Now, this is a straight pick 'em, minus 110 either way. We got a total of 5.5, minus 120 to the over 5.5, minus 102 to the under. I do think this is another low-scoring defensive battle out there. I know the last time these teams matched up in February, the Capitals got a big 6-3 win, and they've actually won the 2 meetings this season, both games by 3 goals. So we've seen the Capitals really be strong versus Florida being able to score. But you look at Bobrovsky, he is 7-1 in his last 8 meetings head-to-head with the Washington Capitals, and Bobrovsky in the past 8 starts. So we're really breaking down his numbers here. Past 8 starts, he's gone 6-2, a 935 save percentage, and 1.52 goals against average. So he has come out so strong in those past 8. I expect him to lock down. Now, on the other side, Logan Thompson, we know he's been phenomenal between the pipes. So I expect that lockdown on both sides. The under 5.5 to come in for us at minus 102, and the overtime bet here at plus 320. So that's where I'm going to go. Capitals have to be careful because the Capitals have to be careful because Florida generates more high danger shots. So we're going to need to see Logan Thompson really stand tall between the pipes. I'm not going to take a winner in this. I do think it's a coin flip decided in overtime. Okay, guys, we have like 6 more games to go over. Jump into the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Nashville Predators. And as always, we will do the recap at the end of the show. So if you can't stick around, make sure you come back for that. And if you guys could hit that like, retweet, and subscribe button, you know that would be so very much appreciated. Toronto versus the Nashville Predators, Stallers versus Saros. So the Toronto Maple Leafs are minus 156 favorite. Plus 130 here for the Nashville Predators, who are on another losing streak, total of 5.5, minus 128 to the over. We've seen the Nashville Predators go on a losing streak again, losing the last 4. Thursday versus the Ducks at home. We got that plus money with the Anaheim Ducks, so but down. Kick them when they're down here for the Nashville Predators. You lost to the Ducks at home. Now first night of a back-to-back. They're at the St. Louis Blues tomorrow, at the Carolina Hurricanes on Tuesday, so this is not going to be an easy next 3 games for them. Toronto comes in winning their last 3, Thursday versus the Rangers. They played Wednesday too. So they played on Wednesday, then got the win over the Rangers. And yeah, they are playing strong. But this is a 3rd game in 4 days. So always a tricky spot for teams. They're versus the Flyers at home on Tuesday, then the road on Thursday versus the Sharks, and then the Kings next Saturday, and the Ducks on Sunday. So interesting schedule ahead of them. The last time these teams matched up, we did see the Toronto Maple Leafs get that 3-2 win. Now, I think this one gets off to a fast start. Give me the over 1.5, both teams to score in the first period, as both of these teams come out strong offensively. I know the Preds have been struggling, but you look at the defense here. I do think tired legs will come into play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are playing their 3rd game in 4 days. But I think this one is a prop bet, higher scoring first period. I would stay off the full game. I don't love it. I do think it goes over, but I don't love the over. I'm going to look at Austin Matthews for his points. He's only 2 points away from the 4th player in Maple Leafs history with at least 350 career points in a franchise. So he is on pace to get it today. I think Austin Matthews can get those 2 points and hit it versus the Nashville Predators and Saros, who is 11-11-3 at home with a 2.73 goals against average and an 898 save percentage. I just don't trust Saros, and I do think Matthews could come out and get those 2 points tonight. So 2+ points for Austin Matthews, and then Forsberg on the other side. He is looking to set assist records, 1 more assist for the second most assists at home by a Predators player. So I do think that's 189. So one more assist away from hitting that. So I do think Forsberg comes out and gets that done tonight. So give me Austin Matthews 2+ points, Forsberg for the assist. I think Forsberg could get 2 points in this one. I think this is a higher scoring game, like I said, starting off in that first. Again, the value is for me in the over 1.5 in the first period and both teams to score. The Ottawa Senators versus the New Jersey Devils. I'm going to take a chance on the Senators here. Jake Allen is confirmed for the New Jersey Devils, and lots of talk that he is going to be the starting goaltender moving on, not Jacob Markstrom, and I think that is a bad decision. I don't trust Jake Allen between the pipes, and I think they will quickly realize that here, especially against an Ottawa Senators team. Allmark expected in net for the Ottawa Senators. This team is so scrappy out there on the ice. I expect Brady Tkachuk to come out with fire after losing that last game to the Colorado Avalanche. The Avs are a team that they can't beat. And like I was saying going into that game, I like the Senators because of how the Senators had been playing before that last loss that they took out there on the ice. This team is grinding it out fourth in the Atlantic. And I think Brady Tkachuk comes out with a big game. The Ottawa Senators go over their team total of 3.5. Now, you could also look at the Devils team total under 2.5. I think between the two of those, we could hit both. I think this is a 4-2 style win for the Ottawa Senators. So then you could look also at the Ottawa Senators puck line. You would have to take alt puck line, laying a goal and a half. You're going to get great plus money. The Ottawa Senators currently are plus 100 on the money line to get the win. Sign me up. Brady Tkachuk for the point tonight. He's got 27 goals and 26 assists, 53 points. Probably put it as a goal. Batherson has 55 points, 19 goals, and 36 assists. Batherson, I'd love to see get goal number 20. And Tim Struzal coming in here, 49 assists. I think he gets assist number 50, 20 goals, and 69 points. So between the three of them, I do think Brady Tkachuk could hit 55 points tonight. So I do like Brady Tkachuk for 2+ points. He's got 53. Batherson for a point. He's got 55 points. And then Tim Struzal for the point. He's got 69. So that would be 70. Batherson and Struzal parlayed together will get you great plus money. And then Brady for 2+ will be complete fire. Let's look at Colorado versus Montreal. Now, I know on paper Colorado is the better team, but Montreal has their number, you guys. Colorado is a -184 favorite here, plus 152 for the Montreal Canadiens, total 6.5. Juice to the under at -134, plus 110 to the over. I think we get another first period that's just fireworks, and then things slow down and lock down in the second. I'll take the first period over 1.5 goals and both teams to score, half a unit on both. I do think Montreal's the play. Montreal plus 1.5 on the puck line, though, right now is -164. That's unbettable juice there for me. I do think it's worth a money line sprinkle. They've won 3 straight matchups. They won the last one in January 2-1. I think this is a battle out here that the Montreal Canadiens can win with Caulfield and Suzuki at home just being fire. Now we're seeing Colorado off the win versus the Ottawa Senators. They got that 5-1 win. This is the third road game versus the Red Wings at home and then the Kings on Thursday as well. So they've got 2 pretty good opponents on deck, and I know Montreal beat them the last time, and I think they get it done again. I know I was betting against Colorado the last game, and I don't mean to always bet against them. I do think you look at Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar for their points. Parlay those together if you want to look at that. 81 points here for Cale Makar, 26 assists and 55 goals. Nathan McKinnon, 105 freaking points for Nathan McKinnon. The Nate Dogg is just racking it up this season. 77 assists and 28 goals. Look for Nathan McKinnon to come out firing on Sam Montembeault. And I do think he has success in this game, but I think Montreal keeps it tight. So if the Colorado goes up first, and please, let's see it, because then I want to live bet the Montreal Canadiens plus 1.5 when we're getting it at like plus 140. So that is what I'm hoping to see. Nick Suzuki, Caulfield, and Lane Hudson I'd look at for your points for Montreal. Nick Suzuki, 71 points. Caulfield, 61 points. Lane Hudson, 53 points. Goal-wise, Nick Suzuki has 21 goals, 50 assists. Caulfield, 33 goals, 28 assists. And Lane Hudson, 5 goals, 48 assists. Lane Hudson, he is in the running for that rookie award, you guys. Just watch out for him and remember his name. He's going to be a superstar. He already is, in my opinion. Detroit versus Vegas. This is going to be fireworks out there. These teams just played a couple days ago, it seems like, and we saw the Detroit Red Wings get the shutout win. Just 3-0 on the 16th. So Vegas is going to be looking for full revenge here. Adin Hill versus Cam Talbot should be your goaltending matchup. Now, Cam Talbot coming in here for the Red Wings. He has a .903 save percentage versus the Vegas Golden Knights. He's got a 3.12 goals against average. So not the numbers we really want to see. And then the Red Wings have the worst kill in the whole league. The goals are going to come by Vegas. Now, can the goals come out of the Red Wings? I do think they can. Now, Adin Hill has a solid goals against average of 2.55. You look at his save percentage, it's the 892. I think Detroit's going to put their share of the goals on the board as well, especially because here we look at the Vegas Golden Knights, who is on deck. Who is on deck tomorrow for the Vegas Golden Knights? Well, the Tampa Bay freaking Lightning are on deck. This is definitely a situation where we're seeing Vegas off the win versus the Bruins at home. They're then going to be looking ahead to the Tampa Bay Lightning, not the sixth team in the Atlantic. And yes, they're going to want the revenge on the Detroit Red Wings. I think they start off fast, get up in this game, sit a little fat and sassy, and then we see the Red Wings fight their way back. Do they win? I don't know if they win, but I do think it's a one-goal game. So first period, though, I think Vegas gets up. So Vegas first period puck line, -0.5 goal, and get that hot start. Give us that plus money in the first period, and then I don't want to side. I will take the over 6.5, though. I think both of these teams are going to generate those goals, and the Vegas is going to convert on every opportunity. Could this be a 4-2 game? Yeah, that won't push us over the total. I'm hoping for a 5-3 game, pushing us over the 6.5. Lucas Raymond looking for point number 70 here for the Detroit Red Wings. I think he gets it. 69 points, 23 goals, 46 assists. Dylan Larkin has 60 points, 28 goals, 32 assists. DeBrincat has 58 points, 31 goals, 27 assists. I do think all three of those guys can get the points, so you can parlay them and get 3-1 to your money. Jack Eichel rolling in here for Vegas with 82 points, 21 goals, 61 assists. Mark Stone, 58 points, 17 goals and 41 assists, and Thomas Hertl. I like looking at Thomas Hertl tonight, you guys. 55 points, 27 goals, 28 assists. Give me Thomas Hertl for 2+ points. I think he's in for a big one. And then Lucas Raymond for a point. Dylan Larkin for 2+ as well. I'm liking those 2+ points tonight. Okay. The Seattle Kraken then are taking on the Edmonton Oilers, a 10 p.m. Eastern matchup between the Kraken and the Oilers. Now, currently the Kraken are -1 or a +130 underdog on the road, -156 here for the Edmonton Oilers, and we got a total of 5.5, -124 to the over, a +102 to the under. I know I can hear you guys saying, why the heck is this one not a 6.5? It's because Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid out of the lineup here for the Edmonton Oilers. I do think it's going to be next man up with Corey Perry, Darnell Nurse, Zach Hyman. So many playmakers here for Edmonton, Evan Bouchard, that will step up without McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on the board and prove themselves, that I think we're going to see that lockdown on defense as well. Stuart Skinner in net. When was the last time I told you guys that I think Edmonton's defense is going to stand up? They have to in this one. They're coming off that game versus the Winnipeg Jets that they lost in OT. They have the Stars on Wednesday, at the Kraken on Thursday, at the Flames on Saturday. They need to get this win here, sitting second in the Pacific, especially for morale, with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl out for the next week. So look for them to lock down defensively and hold Seattle under 2.5 goals. You guys know this is a team that I don't trust to get those goals on the board anyway, and I think the focus here will be for Edmonton to lock down defensively. So under 2.5 goals for Seattle. And the last time these teams smashed up, Edmonton won 4-2. So we did see that come in. Now the last game, 10:30 Eastern. This will be the late game of the night. The Boston Bruins taking on the San Jose Sharks. Swayman versus Georgia. This one screams goals to me, you guys. I'll take the over 5.5 goals at -122. Now the Sharks are a home dog at +128, and I'm signing up for the San Jose Sharks. I really love what we've seen out of Celebrini this season, and Tyler Toffoli and him are working so nicely out on the ice tonight, or together. We've got Celebrini with 50 points, 21 goals, 29 assists. This kid, I tell you, he is going to be a household name. Everyone's going to know who celebrating is. Toffoli rolling in here with 45 points, 25 goals, and 20 assists. Will Smith with 13 goals, 22 assists, and 35 points. I love what Will Smith has brought to the table as well. Now, Boston coming off that game Thursday versus Vegas. First night of back-to-back at the Kings tomorrow, at the Ducks on Wednesday, and at the Red Wings next Saturday, sitting 7th in the Atlantic. The last time these teams matched up in January, the Bruins got that 6-3 win, and I'm expecting a very similar sloppy defensive game out there between both of these teams. So give me the over 5.5 goals. I'd also to over 6.5 goals as well. David Pastrnak, if the Bruins are scoring, Pasta is involved. Give me Pasta for goal number 35 tonight. 34 goals and 50 assists for 84 points on the season. And then, yeah, I'll take Celebrini. Tyler Toffoli parlayed for a point. I'll take Celebrini for another goal tonight. I do think it's in the making. And the Sharks straight up on the money line at plus 128. But that is every single game. I wish I could see your guys' comments. If you're commenting now, I'm sorry that I'm not answering. I had to pre-record as I will be away this weekend and wanted to get Pocket with Joe out to you guys before I hit the road today. Recap time. The Vancouver Canucks versus the New York Rangers. Give me the Canucks team total under 2.5 goals or the Rangers in reg. I like both of those. I think both will cash tonight. The Philadelphia Flyers and the Dallas Stars. I like the Dallas Stars in the puck line laying 1.5 goals at minus 110. Mikko Rantanen for point number 75, which will come by a goal. I'll take the goal number 30 unless you want to parlay Rantanen for the point. I do like him parlayed for a point with one of his teammates. Jason Robinson, I'll take for goal number 30. So if you just want to take the point between the two of them, parlay them together. Jason Robinson has 29 goals, 38 assists for 67 points. And I do think you can't leave Wyatt Johnson out of the mix if you're looking for points. The Buffalo Sabres and the Minnesota Wild. Give me Buffalo plus the 1.5 live betting situation here. If the Wild go up first, I do think the Buffalo Sabres have every opportunity of pulling off the upset here. You look at the scheduling spot for the Minnesota Wild, and I hate it. Won their last two, shut out the Kraken at the Stars on Monday, home on Tuesday versus Vegas, and Thursday versus the Capitals, and Saturday and Monday, 2 games versus the Devils. So don't love the scheduling spot. Think the Buffalo Sabres can pull off that upset. I want more plus money. Live bet this one in that bad scheduling spot. Tage Thompson for goal number 35 here for the Buffalo Sabres. The under 5.5, I do think is in play at minus 102. These teams, 7 of the last 10 gone under that total. The Chicago Blackhawks and the St. Louis Blues. Connor Bedard looking for goal number 20. It's loading, you guys. You can put a little bit of money on it in this game and a little bit in tomorrow's game for him. I think he scores over the next 2 days. Jordan Kyrou for goal number 30, though I'll take for St. Louis tonight. 29 goals, 30 assists, 59 points. Jake Neighbors for goal number 20. 19 goals, 19 assists, 38 points. You've also got Holloway and Robert Thomas that I would look at parlaying for those points. And then I do think the Blues can go over 3.5 goals in this game. I don't like the value on the puck line, but pretty sure that they will cover that puck line. You're just not getting great money on it at minus 116. The Carolina Hurricanes and the LA Kings. Give me the Kings to win this at home, minus 102 on the money line. I can't trust the Carolina Hurricanes. I think they're way too inconsistent, especially on the road. But I do think this is a low-scoring battle, 2-1 style game where the Kings win in OT. So give me the overtime bet at plus 320 and the under 5.5. The Calgary Flames versus the New York Islanders. The wrong team is favored here. Give me my Calgary Flames at plus money on that money line. I would look at Kadri and Huberdeau parlayed for the point together. We hit it in the last one. And then add Weegar, Coronado, or Frost into that 2-person parlay to make it a 3-way here. And then you'll get like 3-1 to your money. Calgary has won the last 4 of 5 in New York as well. The Tampa Bay Lightning and the Utah Hockey Club. Again, Tampa's in a bad scheduling spot with Vegas on deck. I think Utah has every ability to fight back in this game after Tampa goes up first. I do think both teams score in the first period. I think it goes over 1.5 goals, but I'm hoping for 2 goals quick out of Tampa. Then I can come back in on Utah. I think we got a 3-goal game in that first period. So give me the over 1.5 both teams to score, and live bet Utah to come back for the win, or plus 1.5 on that puck line then when you're getting value. Kucherov for goal number 30 here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's got 96 points on the season, 29 goals, 67 assists. Braden Point's always good for a point. And then look at Clayton Keller for goal number 25, 76 points, 24 goals, 52 assists. Logan Cooley for goal number 20, 19 goals, 31 assists for 50 points. And Dylan Gunther for point number 50, 25 goals and 24 assists. The Florida Panthers versus the Washington Capitals. Give me under 5.5 at minus 102 and overtime at plus 320. I won't take any goal scorers because I do think a lower scoring battle. The Toronto Maple Leafs and the Nashville Predators, fast start in this one. Give me the over 1.5 and both teams to score half a unit on each. Austin Matthews for 2 points to become the 4th player in Maple Leafs history with at least 350 career road points in the franchise. I do think he hits it today versus the Predators. Give me Forsberg for the assist. He's 1 assist shy of 189 for the second most assists at home by a Predators player. So give me Forsberg for the assist tonight. And then I think just that fast start, that's all I want to touch because it is the 3rd game in 4 nights here for Toronto. Toronto goes up 3-0, come back in on the Preds plus 2.5 on the puck line. I want to do plus 1.5. I do plus 2.5. If you get any like minus 120, if you get that, or plus money. The Ottawa Senators versus New Jersey Devils. I do think the Sens can hit Jake Allen. Give me the Sens team total over 3.5 goals. The Devils team total under 2.5 goals. I think they're going to struggle to hit Omar. Give me Brady Tkachuk for 2+ points. Brady's good for 2+ points. Batherson here for goal number 20 tonight for the Ottawa Senators. Tim Struzzo, I do think is worth looking at for assist number 50 tonight, and that would be point number 70. So should be a great matchup for the Ottawa Senators to score some goals. Colorado versus Montreal. Again, Montreal has been scrappy versus Colorado. They won the last meeting. They've been able to win 3 straight, and two of those were in Colorado. So this team has been scrappy out there. This is at home, though. I'm looking for a first period over 1.5 and both teams to score half unit on each. And then I would look at Nathan McKinnon for his point tonight, parlayed with Cale Makar for Colorado. And then for Montreal, I'd look at Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, parlayed together. And then you can throw Lane Hudson in there if you like as well. If Colorado goes up first, I'll be coming back in on the Montreal Canadiens plus 1.5 on that puck line for better value. Right now, it's minus 164. I do think they have the opportunity to pull off another upset. The Detroit Red Wings versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Give me Vegas hot start here. Puck line minus 0.5 goal in the first period. I won't take the full game because Tampa is on deck tomorrow, and that worries me. Give me the over 6.5 though at plus 110. I think both of these teams will score in this one. Vegas is going to take care of every opportunity here that the Red Wings give them. The Red Wings have one of the worst kills, actually the worst kill in the whole league. Lucas Raymond for point number 70 tonight here for the Red Wings. Dylan Larkin, I do think, can get points on the board, as well as DeBrincat. Now, on the other side for Vegas, Jack Eichel has 82 points, Mark Stone 58 points, and Thomas Hertl 55 points. Give me Thomas Hertl for 2+ points tonight. Feeling him in this matchup. And then the Seattle Kraken versus the Edmonton Oilers. Remember, Edmonton's out without Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid for the next week. I'm going to take Seattle's team total still under 2.5. I think they're going to struggle to score in this matchup as defense becomes such a focus in this one for the Edmonton Oilers. And then the Boston Bruins and the San Jose Sharks opposite here. Give me over 5.5 goals, minus 122 the over. Pastor for goal number 35 for the Boston Bruins. He's got 34 goals, 50 assists for 84 points. And then the Sharks on the money line at plus 128. Why not? The Sharks at home. Come on, Sharks. Let's get that plus money. And Celebrini for his goal tonight. He's got 21 goals, 29 assists, 50 points on the season. Tyler Toffoli for a goal would be a great way to look, or just look at Celebrini, Toffoli, and Will Smith for the point parlayed together. So you guys, it's going to be a great night out there on the ice. Again, thank you so much for joining me here on the daily for Pocket with Joe on SportsGrid, on SportsGrid TV, on X, as well as YouTube. If you guys can hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that retweet button, I would so greatly appreciate it. Good luck with all of your brackets today, and make sure you check out X as well as here on YouTube for my Cup of Joe, as well as the SportsGrid app for my Madden Quickie. We'll see you guys tomorrow.